We met at a party, randomly. My buddy Andrew had just invited me and said, you know what, these guys are having a party tonight. They have a keg. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll go to that. That sounds like fun. I met Dan and met, honestly, probably like 4 of my best friends that night. It's kind of nuts. We were jamming till probably 3 or 4 in the morning. And it was just one of those things where it was just, we were just having fun. And I think we wrote, it was like the next day, right?
It was crazy. We were both pursuing, music in different avenues. Shay was writing, I was writing. We were doing it separately. He was singing, I was playing in bands and doing all that stuff, like pretty much everybody in Nashville's doing. And we met that night, and it just clicked. It was one of those things that happened super fast. And a funny story about when we met, it was in a tent because my house was very humble. There was no heat there and no locks on the doors. It was kind of a rough spot. But I had gone to the thrift store and spent like $6 and got a bunch of sheets and sort of made this like circus tent sort of situation around the TV, and we're all huddled around. And Shay probably walked in and was like,
I was like, what am I getting myself into right now?
Yeah.
But it was cool, man. I walked in and it was just a good time. It was a good vibe. And just we're hanging out, and we ended up writing the next day. The first song we ever wrote got put on hold by a major artist, and so we were just like, this is so cool. It's kind of our first experience. It was our first hold, and so we were like, this is really cool. Let's keep doing this. And we just couldn't stop after that. We were
so we did.
Yeah. No, it was cool though. We wrote 2 and 3 times a day, and we were just having so much fun, and it all kind of just fell into place. We started getting publishing offers and signed independently to a publisher, and it was really cool. And then I don't even know what happened after that. It's happened so fast. So we're just like, what is going on right now? We're in New York.
We're waiting for somebody to wake us up and pinch us and be like, hey, you guys have been dreaming all this. Here, you're back in the tent. It's 35 degrees in this tent.
Our parents are paying a lot of money to have us come in, and people act like they like us. So either way, we're having fun. So.
These guys are the total package. On top of what they probably expected to come in and play the 4 or 5 songs, they ended up playing about 20 songs they'd written, and we're just looking at each other going, we cannot screw this up. We need these guys to be Warner Brothers artists. It was magic. I'm not even exaggerating for a second. So the next night I had them over to my house, and my wife cooked them a meal, and then we jammed till 2 in the morning. And the next night I had them back over to the house, and we jammed until 2 in the morning. I was not letting them out of my lair until I had Dan and Shay in the building, as we say.
I've been involved with one other really great duo in my life from the very, very beginning, and that was Brooks and Dunn. And part of their success was based around their writing. Both of them could write really well. And though this music is completely different, these guys have that. I mean, they just are writing machines. We have the second album practically written, and we're not even through with the first one. And it's just a magical thing to be a part of. I'm so lucky they asked me to be a part of it, and because their talent is off the charts, both of them.
We wrote our single 19 You and Me with our friend Danny Orton, who we'd been huge fans of his songwriting for a long time, had written some big hits for Rascal Flatts and Tim McGraw, and he was great. I mean, we didn't have a lot of money when we started doing this, and his family kind of took us in, and him and his wife would cook meals for us, and we'd kind of just crash at their house all the time, and we just kind of started building out demos and writing songs in his basement, and those ended up turning into the album. And we got together to write the song one day at like 10 a.m. or something like that. And
I think we got there, and we were just writing this song kind of, when you get into a rhythm, sometimes it starts with a groove, sometimes it's a melody or whatever it is, and I think we were just kind of sitting around and talking. We wanted to write a love song and put people into a story and kind of use our own personal experiences to tell that story. And so we were just kind of sharing, our stories about meeting girls in the summer and that summer love that you had. We had written pretty much the entire song. We wrote everything, the chorus and the verses, but we didn't have the hook. And so we were just like, what in the world are we going to call this song? We had gotten up to this point. We wanted it to be perfect, and so we were just sitting there forever trying to think of a title. We wanted it to be, a time frame, but not necessarily a specific time or date. And we were sitting there for a moment, and I was just like, what about 19 You and Me? And I thought it was going to be really stupid. I was like, I don't even know what that means. And Dan was just like, that's the one, that's perfect. And
we started recording it right then.
Yeah, so we recorded it right there. We stayed there all night recording the demo, and what you hear on the radio is actually, it was like, it might have been like a one-take vocal. It was like the demo. It was a pure demo, and Dan produced our whole record, so that was really cool. And I mean, everything that's on our album pretty much was just a demo, and that we went back and obviously we made it a little bit better than the demo that we did.
Hopefully
overnight.
people aren't saying like, man, this album sounds like demos. Come on.
This is a great demo, man.
Yeah, man. Can't wait to hear the real thing.
No, but it was cool.
We're proud of
We
it.
did that, and I remember driving home. I was just like, man, there's something really special about this song, and we kind of knew, after hearing it a couple times, we're just like, this is the single. I think this is the one.
They're sweet, and they were so kind when we met them in Memphis, and they told Gary all about how they'd grown up listening to him sing, and it's always flattering, I think, as an artist, to have somebody say, a small part of what you've done has influenced what I do. It's always humbling.
Yeah, for sure. And we think they have a great future ahead of them. And what's fun is we actually cut a song. I don't know if it'll make the record or not, but we cut a song on this for the new album that they had written. So yeah, called Liquor Talking. So I don't know if we'll make it, but it's really, really fun.
They're really, really talented. They're really, really young. Sure. It's kind of like freakish to think about. Like they're like 7 or 8 years old. Remember, we came out with their first single. But it's endearing. It's very sweet.
I think that they're going to fill an amazing space and be in that duo nomination category for a lot of years. Yeah, I was surprised. What the heck, But I'm not surprised just because nothing about what's happened with them is like anything I've dealt with. You sign them, they're out, they're making magic, they're connecting at radio, everything was adding up. And timing is everything too. The voting period was right when all this was going on. That wasn't anybody's plan. It was just one of the beauties of what coincided with all this magic. This is a rocket ship right here. You don't get these in life very often.